is Nightline. Tonight, gunshots at the gala. DC's glitzy annual dinner interrupted by gunfire. The new details about the alleged gunman in court today, charged with attempted assassination of the president at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Make no mistake, this was an attempted assassination of the President of the United States.
How one brave journalist captured this heart-pounding scene.
It really sort of felt like muscle memory. Something's happening, grab a camera, and start working.
Secret Service agents rushing to protect the President and First Lady. We go inside the suspect's brazen attempt to breach security, his dramatic takedown, and the security measures now in place as the King and Queen make their royal visit to the White House. Plus, we're with the cast of The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Took you long enough.
The fashion-forward foursome spilling the tea on stepping back into their roles 20 years later.
This lunatic feels like the glove that fits for me. Sort of slipped too easily back into playing her.
Yeah. The surprising Hollywood legends Meryl Streep based Miranda Priestly on.
My bosses have mostly been men. So that's where I go for my, who am I going to steal from?
Could they come back one more time?
Devil Wears Prada 3! Is it happening?
Let's get through this first, and then we'll go from there.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, as the accused shooter appears in court, charged with the attempted assassination of President Trump, a collective soul-searching at the highest levels of law enforcement, politics, and journalism. I was there at the White House Correspondents' Dinner along with so many of my friends and colleagues. And what's crystal clear is that for many inside that ballroom, instincts kicked in after hearing the chilling words, "Shots fired." It's the moment the black-tie glamour of the White House Correspondents' Dinner turned into an assassination attempt.
We heard some loud banging. Secret Service, just a wave of Secret Service poured into the ballroom from where we were looking on the dais. Something's happening, grab a camera, and start working. The instant I hit the button, Vance was yanked off stage, and they swarmed the president.
Andrew Harnick is a veteran, award-winning Getty Images photojournalist. As a board member of the White House Correspondents Association, Harnick was seated up on the dais near the president, next to the vice president.
The photojournalists who cover the White House as part of the press pool, we're the eyes of the press pool. You're looking for a moment that can tell a broader story and help drive the news story of the day, of the month, and if you're lucky, for history.
And indeed, history was made Saturday night. Today, the alleged gunman, 31-year-old Cole Tomas Allen, in court, charged with 3 felonies, including attempted assassination of the President of the United States, along with 2 firearms charges. He could face life in prison.
We are investigating this matter fully. We will apply the law fairly, and we will ensure that accountability is swift and certain. But we also should recognize what did not happen. Law enforcement did not fail.
Officials say, according to a document tied to the alleged shooter, his sights were set on the president and his cabinet.
Make no mistake, he says, I am targeting the administration officials. They are my targets, and I'm prioritizing from the top down, the highest ranking from the lowest. And I will not hesitate to get involved in any kind of encounter with anyone who blocks me from the president.
One Secret Service agent shot wearing protective body armor during the attempted attack. The location, the Washington Hilton, the very same hotel where, in 1981, John Hinckley tried to assassinate President Ronald Reagan.
And now the shots.
Who was gravely injured but eventually recovered.
To think that here we are on a Saturday night and it's a little bit of deja vu, I think it has a chilling effect for everybody.
The event started Saturday at around 8 p.m.
So the White House Correspondents' Dinner is an annual event where journalists, members of the administration, gather to celebrate the First Amendment. You know, it's often referred to as Nerd Prom in D.C.
This was the first time Donald Trump was attending the dinner as president.
This is a president that very obviously has a tense relationship with the media. So to have him at this event, I think people were cautious, but also in a way oddly optimistic that, maybe we can actually, take the temperature down for one night.
Officials say on or about April 6th, The suspect made a reservation at the Washington Hilton for 3 nights, from April 24th to the 26th.
On April 21st of this year, he traveled by train from Los Angeles to Chicago, and then from Chicago to Washington, D.C.
This was not something that he carried out randomly. This was a well-thought-out, planned attack.
You have an event in a hotel that's got potentially 1,100 rooms with people in them, coming and going, and that's a real challenge because you can't control who they are.
Law enforcement sources say the suspect hid multiple weapons inside a duffel bag and Saturday night used a stairwell out of public view, descending 10 flights of stairs.
Approximately at 8:40 on the night of April 25th, Allen approached a security checkpoint on the terrace level of the hotel, which is again a floor above where the dinner was taking place. He ran through the magnetometer holding a long gun.
Inside the ballroom, the president, the first lady, and the evening's entertainer, mentalist Oz Perlman, talking on stage. Then a burst of gunfire.
I'm watching up, and I watch the 2 Secret Service guys get behind the president, bring him down. In my head I go, oh no, are we about to die?
We could see agents jumping up and coming off stage, basically making a physical barrier surrounding the president, and pretty shortly after that, he was taken off stage into a hold room.
Chaos and confusion ensues. ABC's Karen Travers was on the dais, sitting next to the press secretary, Caroline Levitt.
She told me, get down. We fell from our seats to the floor, and just a few feet away from me, the president was underneath Secret Service agents.
The first lady appearing to mouth what happened.
I could see RFK Jr. being taken out by his security detail. I could see Stephen Miller and Katie Miller. They were moving out of the room near where I was on stage. You could see security details that had their principal looking for them, running across the room, grabbing them, pulling them out of there, and escorting them out.
The president telling CBS News later about that moment.
I wanted to see what was happening, and I wasn't making it that easy for him. I wanted to see what was going on. And by that time, we started to realize maybe it was a bad problem.
ABC's Rachel Scott posting from inside the room.
I'll tell you, I've not seen moments like this since I was with the president in Butler, Pennsylvania during that attempted assassination.
If he started this with an automatic weapon, he might well have gotten into the ballroom, and we'd be having a different conversation.
Outside the ballroom, the alleged shooter tackled to the ground by uniformed Secret Service agents. This hotel virtual view showing where the agents stopped that alleged gunman before he would be able to race down this staircase and gain access to the ballroom 1 floor below.
Just a few moments into this dinner, we're all just trying to piece together what exactly just happened here.
Our Linsey Davis filmed FBI Director Kash Patel as he left the venue on his phone as more security entered. Later at the White House, Trump addressing the room full of reporters.
My impression is he was a lone wolf, whack job.
Still dressed in their formal attire from the event.
We were trying to get to the briefing room as fast as possible. There was still a long ways to go once you enter the White House grounds in order to actually get inside. And so we really were sprinting full force.
Within hours, FBI agents and a SWAT team were at the Allen family home in Torrance, California. Allen received an engineering degree from Caltech in 2017 and went on to get a master's degree from Cal State last year.
This is an individual at some point decided that it was more important to travel to Washington, D.C. With the intent to carry out a mass casualty attack targeting government officials. And the key question for law enforcement is why?
As those questions linger, the president turned to official duties, greeting King Charles and Queen Camilla at the White House. For the D.C. press corps, the relentless news cycle goes on, but the impact of that night continues to reverberate.
Personally, the hardest part was having to see my wife go through something like this. A Secret Service agent stand on the chair in front of her with his gun drawn, and I was surprised by how much it affected me.
Despite this being the third assassination attempt on Trump, he appears undeterred, even saying he'll reschedule the gala sometime in the next 30 days.
I think that The White House Correspondents' Dinner, like everything, is going to change. This is just the reality of where we are, and I think it requires all of us, unfortunately, to be even more vigilant.
And be sure to stay with Nightline and ABC News for continued coverage of this story. Up next.
Am I having a hallucination? Hi, Emily.
You also know her?
We were at Runway at the same time, Miranda.
We're with the well-heeled cast of the much-anticipated Devil Wears Prada 2, tipping their hand on the sequel's ending and what that might mean for a threequel.
Do you have the feeling that it's not going to last? And so, Devil Wears Prada 3!
Welcome back. We're just days away from the event that fashion-forward film lovers have been waiting nearly 2 decades for, The Devil Wears Prada 2. All 4 big stars back on board and sitting down with ABC's Linsey Davis to dish on bringing the fun and frosty one-liners back to the big screen.
Took you long enough.
Gird your loins.
I don't think she's teachable.
She's unbreakable. Meryl Streep's Miranda Priestley is back, the devil in Prada herself, 20 years after becoming fashion's iciest editor.
Well, look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
Sorry, who is this? Do you know her? Do I know her?
I'm Andy Sachs. Andrea.
She was one of the Emilys.
One of the what?
The original cast of A-listers, Anne Hathaway, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci, returned to Runway and the characters who made them in vogue.
Did you all feel that you were revisiting the old character, or you were meeting who they've become?
I mean, I think a bit of both, you know. Rather worryingly, this lunatic feels like the glove that fits for me. I sort of slipped too easily back into playing her.
Yeah. Am I having a hallucination?
Hi, Emily.
You also know her?
We were at Runway at the same time, Miranda.
The original movie, based on a best-selling book written by a former assistant to Anna Wintour, goes inside the high-pressure world of a top fashion magazine.
It's just that both those belts look exactly the same to me. You know, I'm still learning about this stuff and,
This stuff?
I heard you say recently that Anna Wintour wasn't really your inspiration, it was actually 2 men.
Yeah, because my bosses have mostly been men. So that's where I go for my, who am I going to steal from?
Mike Nichols.
Mike Nichols and
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. They were very different approaches, but both didn't raise their voices.
It became an instant box office success, creating iconic taglines that are still quoted today.
They're showing a lot of florals right now, so I was thinking I could
Florals?
do a shoot.
For spring. Groundbreaking.
Men love it. Women love it.
Men who are sort of dragged along unwillingly.
Yeah. I get guys coming up to me all the time. They go, I just want to tell you one thing. And they kind of look around and go, the devils wear Prada.
All of them.
You know, you were really good. I didn't want to go to it. My wife dragged me, and I was like, all right, we're going. And then I was like, I loved it. I'd watch it again last night. You know, and you're just like, it makes you so happy.
It's so cool.
The long-awaited sequel, hyped relentlessly on the red carpet, from Streep reprising her character at the SAG Awards.
By all means, move at a glacial pace. You know how that thrills me.
To the Empress of Fashion herself, Anna Wintour, sharing the stage with Hathaway at the latest Oscars.
Anna, just curious, what do you think of my dress tonight?
And the nominees are?
Wintour and Streep even appeared together on the cover of Vogue.
Who's on the cover of Vogue magazine with Anna Wintour? Is that Meryl or is that Miranda?
I like the one where you had your legs in the air.
You like me that way.
Oh, I love you that way.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
It's fun.
And this version of Runway magazine also evolving and facing a changing media landscape alongside its editors.
Everywhere I go. I think the world has changed dramatically, and I think that the specific vision of her future that she had 20 years ago, I'm not entirely sure that exists anymore.
The movie explores what it's like to be in an industry where it was once sort of peak white-hot energy and money, and now things have contracted dramatically.
At the end of the last movie, she tosses that phone. Miranda says, everyone wants to be us. And she goes, not me. She throws that in there and she goes 20 years in another direction. You know, we're having an auction of all this clothing in this thing. It's going to benefit the Committee to Protect Journalists.
The fashion, still a character of its own. From Dior to Dolce & Gabbana, and of course Prada, major fashion houses lent their designs to the sequel.
I think on the first one, I think Valentino might have been the first person to come in and offer to dress us for the gala. Was that right?
Only one, really, yeah.
He was the only one.
Yeah.
And what do you think changed that?
The success of the movie.
No, Anna was not unhappy.
Yeah.
She's talked about it.
I think people were nervous too, because there's such reverence and love for her.
And to be fair, they didn't know the movie we were making.
Yeah.
So I think people didn't want to be a part of something if it was going to be an exercise in humiliation, which of course it wasn't.
But an exercise in humiliation is still in store for Miranda's assistants.
And the models were encouraged to mill around like starving goats in the parking lot of a methadone clinic in New Jersey. Well, what am I not allowed to say? Methadone, New Jersey.
Seeing what a cultural phenomenon it was as children, what's it like to then become a part of this iconic movie?
I feel like there was an energy on set too of like all of us and everyone that were in like the conference rooms and stuff. Like we were all just like, this is crazy, right?
Yeah. No one was pretending this was cool.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was like, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You kind of have to bypass your own imposter syndrome about your own role in it. And I was just excited to be a fly on the wall.
The Devil's second outing once again captures hearts and pays homage to the ambition, glamour, and tussle of the first.
There's forgiveness of each other in this one, and there's détente even without forgiveness. But you have the feeling that it's not going to last. And so,
Which maybe makes it
Devil Wears Prada 3!
Is it happening?
Oh my goodness.
We'll know
Well, let's get through this first, and then we'll go from there.
Our thanks to Linsey. The Devil Wears Prada 2 hits theaters this Friday. When we come back, the first of its kind air taxi taking flight right here in New York City. How one company says it'll get you from Manhattan to the airport in just minutes. And finally, say goodbye to gridlock. It's tonight's Nightline. Joby Aviation doing 10 days of demo flights of their air taxis, resembling oversized drones, able to take off straight up like helicopters. The company's saying they'll transport passengers from Manhattan to JFK in just 7 minutes, a fraction of the time it takes by car. That's for the adventurous of heart. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll see you right back here tomorrow, same time. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.